Sure.
It's all right.
We're live.
Anyone watching yet?
One person.
One person. That one person is awesome. Thank you. So we're just going to get started, and then after we do this live, it'll be on our Facebook page. Is that correct, Chris?
Yes.
Awesome. So if you're catching us now live, just go to Animal Avengers Facebook, and you can watch it again. Ed Laquidara, and me and my wife started this about 23 years ago now, and appreciate all the help and support. The help that we've been getting has literally been overwhelming. People just coming by and giving us supplies and checks, and people donating online. And I know on our GoFundMe we reached our goal, but feel free to keep giving. Our goal was set to get through the month of March and maybe up to the first week of April when the schools were supposed to come back after April 6th, I believe. And yesterday Governor Baker announced that the schools will not be returning until May. So that extends the time that we're not in public schools, not doing our after-school programs, or most of our programs this time of year are in the school, so we won't have that income. So if you are able, if you want to keep helping out, that's great. We're not just looking for charity. I always feel bad asking for people, just to give us money, but if you want to go ahead and pre-purchase gift certificates or pre-purchase tickets to come visit, or pre-purchase shows, so we have the money coming in now to sustain us until business gets back on track. That would be great. So you can do all of that stuff. You don't just have to give us money. You can just prepay for stuff, and then when everything's back to normal, you can come for your visit or have your birthday party or whatever that is. The other thing that we're doing is we're offering Zoom programs. Is that correct, Chris?
Zoom.
Zoom. Okay, so Zoom. I'm technically challenged, so just bear with me. But Zoom, a lot of companies use it for video conferencing and all that kind of thing. So we are going to be offering Zoom programs through Zoom, where you just call and book your time slot, and then Chris will get it all set up, and then one of us here will do the program for you. You can pick your own animals, and be really a cool program. And with that, you'll be able to ask questions. So we can't obviously have interaction face to face, but we can have interaction through the media, so we can ask questions and it'll just be your group. It won't be like Facebook Live, so it'll be just your group. You can book subject-specific shows and all that. Does that feel accurate, Chris? So, awesome. And the other thing we want to try to do is give back. People have been so generous, and our heart's always been to give. A lot of people probably aren't aware, the Animal Ventures, we do a lot of free programming, give out tens of thousands of dollars of passes to schools and fundraisers, and let groups that are less fortunate come here. And we want to continue to be able to give. So if you find yourself in a financial situation where you're not able to spend money due to your job is shut down or whatever, you can book that program through our office with Zoom, and we can do it for you for free. So if you can't afford it, we'll book shorter programs at no charge for you. It could just be for your kids to give you a break so you can focus for a minute. We'll just have some time. So if you do not find, we're going to have a price for Zoom. Is that correct, Chris? Like a set price, but if that price is too high, just tell us what you can afford and we'll do it. If you can't afford anything right now, just like we've been in some financial situation here, we will happily do that program for free, because we're asking people to help us out, and we want to make sure we can give back. So if you're home with the kids and they're driving you nuts, I know that feeling. Lock them in a room with the Zoom app, and we'll keep them out of your hair for a little while anyway. So we're going to start off with Gideon. Gideon is a bush baby, considered a lesser primate. There are several different species. This is a greater galgo. And these guys are found in the northern parts of South Africa and also East Africa as well. And the greater galgo bush baby has a longer bushy tail. So let me get my tea out of the way. Now, our animals have a very healthy diet, but just like us, sometimes we break that diet and get special treats. I prefer to eat healthy, but once in a while, I'll have a little bowl of Lucky Charms with my granddaughter, because as most viewers know, Lucky Charms have been found out to be magically delicious, right? So with that in mind, I am going to give Gideon a little bit of Lucky Charms as an extra marshmallow. We all know we eat the Lucky Charms, and we just do it for the marshmallows, right? Most of us leave the cereal behind. So this is not his diet, so don't get angry with me. This is just a special treat for coming out and not fighting, because because he's very nocturnal and sometimes he likes to bite every day. And he wasn't too happy, and he bites very hard. Hopefully we won't see that. But you never know with this Facebook Live stuff. Harness on. There you go, bud. Now he can jump over 6 feet straight up. Where I'm standing right now used to actually be my living room. I used to live here. And way over there, if Chris can go all the way to the wall where the trash barrel is and the little plaque on the wall, that was our bread rack. And right here was our sofa. Gideon used to live with us. Most baby animals are raised at our home for a year. It took us 5 years to transition him over to the zoo. But he would sit here and he'd jump all the way to the bread rack. So one day my wife said, "Aren't you going to do something about that?" And I said, "Yes." So I measured it. So I got a tape measure and I measured from the sofa where he jumped over to the bread rack, and it was 18 feet. So normally they jump, only about 10 feet, but he did this hundreds of times. He'd go into the sofa, push off, land on the bread rack, and eat our bread if we didn't remember to stick it in the microwave. And they do that because the tendons and ligaments on his hind legs are very elastic. They're like rubber bands that are just, wound tight, and then when he springs, they shoot him through the air. Another interesting thing these guys do is the way they mark their territory. They don't necessarily have scent glands, they're like a small one, but they pee. It's called dripping. Urine dripping is technically, I think, what they made us call it in school. When they pee on their hands and their feet, and then when they walk through the woods and through the branches, they leave their scent mark in urine that way. So they pee on their hands and they leave their little pee trail wherever they go. The reason they're called bush babies, there's several different stories, but they do have quite a vocalization, quite a range of vocals, and they do sometimes sound like a screaming baby. So one wise tale from Africa is that people hear these guys scream and think they were a baby screaming in the bush. Another tale that I was told from people that I know in Africa said that some of the tribes thought they were being surrounded by pygmy tribes, because these guys can go high up in the trees in the rainforest, but they can also be in the lower forest, that they'd look out and see all these glowing eyes lower to the ground, and they thought they were surrounded by pygmy tribes. I don't know if there's any truth to any of those stories, but it is interesting. I do know their scream is amazing. The reason why it took us so long to transition him, we tried to move him from here over to the animal center, which was just 15 feet through a breezeway, and he would scream so loud he'd wake up all the birds, the other animals, the whole house. My children would be up crying, so we just had to reward his bad behavior and bring him back over here. So that is Gideon, and he is a bush baby. You don't see them too often just because they're very nocturnal, so they're not the greatest exhibit animal in the zoos, and they can bite very, very hard. And they have been known, it is one of the primates that can pass disease from itself to humans, so we don't do any contact or anything like that. So,
How old is he?
he will be 10 in May. Is that correct? Yeah, so he'll be 10 in May, and I'm terrible with time. I actually asked Chris to help me look up the dates, because someone will ask me how old that animal is, and I'll go, well, I think he's 2 or 3. Then my wife will remind me that we got him when our daughter, who's now 23, was in diapers, meaning that he couldn't possibly be 2 or 3. So my facts are good, sometimes my dates are a little bit off. So that's Gideon, the bush baby. Want to jump? Hey, come with me. Oh, really? That's not very impressive at all. I could have done that. I could jump off a 3-foot table. So we'll put him away, and we'll show you one more little primate, fresh guy. Come here. You're okay. Go in your box. Here. What a good boy. No blood. I love it. Is there more lucky charms on the desk? Oh, actually, I've got it in my pocket. Can I give you him? Thank you, Alex. Oh, then I'll need your help putting his harness on. So next we're going to see Mojo. Mojo is a black-capped squirrel monkey, and these guys are found in the Amazon. Now, Gideon came to us because he was born at a facility where they would raise primates for the educational industry, the zoo industry. Then, unfortunately, somebody there passed away and they were not able to keep the program going. Mojo here. This fresh little guy. Okay, that's all right. Chubby belly. So Mojo is a black-capped squirrel monkey, and his mom was part of a behavioral study, and he was born into the study. And an older monkey stole him from his mom. Oh, smart. Stole him from his mom, and then wasn't going to take care of him, so he would not have survived. So we ended up getting him at 1 week old, and we had him on a little eyedropper bottle. We had to feed him literally, no, I'm not exaggerating, about every hour and a half, just a couple of drops of milk, because he was just tiny. His chance of survival was not great, but he will be 4 in June. Got that right, Chris? 4 in June?
Yep.
And if I remember my wife and my children's birthday, it'd really be impressive, right? We'll give him some Lucky Charms and some lunch. No, we can't have a lot of these things. From Chris, I would save him some. Even though he's from the Amazon, he's a tiny primate. I believe the only primates that are smallest in the Amazon, they have little marmosets. Some people refer to them as teacup marmosets, but full grown, he's only 28 ounces. 4 years old, he's not going to get any bigger than this. And so that's it. That's a full-grown black-capped squirrel monkey. The common squirrel monkeys are found throughout South and Central America. But the black-cap, they call them black-cap because of this here. They call it the black-cap on his head. These guys are limited just to the Amazon. And they're a social animal. The bush baby usually forages and hunts by himself. They're omnivores, but then we'll lay together with a group of primates to sleep sometimes. These guys here typically live in a group of about 25. He does live next to another monkey for company, and if we get a call for taking another small primate that he might get along with, we would definitely get him a friend. But right now, his friends are us, and so we try to make up the time, that he would be with other monkeys and try to spend a lot of time with them. Most of the staff here can spend time with them, but again, because it's a primate, he doesn't get to interact with the public at all. You wiping your face on me? Maybe about. Cute little guy. A lot of people love monkeys. A lot of people see monkeys and they go, oh, I wish we could have a monkey as a pet. I got my first monkey as just a little kid, and his name was Charlie. They were legal back then. One thing I would say about monkeys is they are cute, but they're, well, I guess two things. They are extremely dirty, and they're not really too much like little people. There's no real loyalty. I know if my kids, peed and threw poop on me, they get punished, and if this guy does it, it's acceptable because he is a monkey, and that's just what monkeys do. So really cute, fun to work with, not so much fun to clean up after. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Animal Adventures Facebook Live. Thanks for all your support. You can go on our website, animaladventures.net or .com, and we do have a GoFundMe there. Or if you'd rather, give through PayPal or drop money off, or put a check in the mail. It's 336 Sugar Road, Bolton, Mass. 01740. And look for our Zoom. Chris is getting all that information together today because, like I said at the start of this, we'd really like to bless people and give back. We don't want to just take. We want to still continue to give back. So thanks very much. Talk to you soon.